Hey everybody, it's Odin, and this week's video, I actually want to do a reaction video. I know, normally I think reaction videos are garbage and, don't add much, but I saw that Saberspark, a really big YouTuber, uploaded a video about Alpha and Omega. He titled it, The Furry Franchise from Hell, Alpha and Omega. And I'm like, well, Saberspark, you've been furry baiting forever with your thumbnails about sexy female furries, because that's what you clearly like. And I was like, you know what, fine, I'll bite, I'll watch this video, but I want to react to it because I just don't do that much. And I think it'd be fun because obviously this already has 500,000 views at the recording of this video. It's been only a day, so it's gotten big. And I want to see what Saberspark has to say about Alpha and Omega because he teased a little bit in his community section and it looked pretty terrible. So let's just get right to the reaction, shall we?
Journal entry, June 15th, 2022. It is now day 4 of my viewing of the Alpha and Omega franchise, and I see now.
Even a single day is a day too many, and I'm so sorry you had to put yourself through this, Saber.
I have made a terrible mistake. Barricaded in my office in order to prevent any contamination outbreaks, my rations have run thin. As I'm almost out of water, wild berry Pop-Tarts, and brain cells, I'm currently watching the 6th film of the franchise.
See, we're furries. We already have a protection against cell degradation due to furry media, so we have an unfair advantage in watching this material, but I'm sorry you don't have that. You're from a brony fandom, though. You should be stronger. You watch My Little Pony, dude.
Franchise, and I do not know if it is my sanity eroding or if there are actual dinosaurs dancing on the screen with birds at a golf course accompanied by a water fountain musical number. Is this death itself?
Is this honestly in Alpha? No, is this real?
I also made the regrettable mistake of Googling the movies with my safe search off.
Spark, you're gonna tell me for like a second you haven't looked up NSFW furry content? Because, that's a lie. Look at your thumbnails. You look this up with your safe search off all the time. Don't lie, Spark. Come on.
Witness to horrors that no human should ever have to
Oh, okay,
suffer.
I don't like that.
It is my fault.
I don't like that at
think
all.
That I was brave enough to survive this 8-movie onslaught. That I could make it.
There's
to the end
8 movies?
And use my suffering and research as a word
I
of
thought there was
caution
one!
to all of mankind, so our species could avoid descending into the spiral of madness. But I fear that it is too late. I can hear her whispers now, and it is only a matter of time until the seal is broken and they escape. But yeah, no cap, this franchise sucks! Reviewing the Alpha and Omega franchise is easily one of the most requested videos in my entire YouTube
No
career.
one's requested
I
that
had
of
a
me and
guy
I'm a furry.
email me
What?
For months, for almost 4 years, requesting me to
Okay, that's just
review
creepy.
the Alpha and Omega franchise. And I realize now that this individual is a jerk at best and a sadist at worst. Probably both.
Probably both.
For those who don't know, the Alpha and Omega franchise is a descent into chaotic furry direct-to-video madness. With some of the most confusing stories, characters, and specifically...
Honestly, I never hear furries talk about Alpha and Omega, ever. I forgot this video existed, or these movies existed. I didn't know there was 8 of them. You say it's furry, because it is, but actual furries don't really talk about this, do they? I mean, you can comment below if I'm wrong, but I don't ever hear about this.
animation I've ever seen. Take, for
Oh,
example,
God.
this running cycle. You'd think something this bad would be the exception.
They look like
but no,
shitty corgis.
It's the status quo.
No.
And we see this caliber of content throughout the entire series. Well, except for like the first movie, which is serviceable, but just barely. Still full of other weird stuff, though.
Some for me.
Bear wolf ghost, beating up wolf pups, eugenics, ancient cursed dinosaur burial grounds. I'm not making any of this up.
I had no idea Alpha and Omega had... Alpha and Omega? That's a different story. Alpha and Omega had dinosaurs in it. That's so weird.
And there are 8 of these movies. 8 of
How?
them. Y'all think the Land Before Time franchise is bad?
Yes.
Oh, Oh, it's nothing.
Although that's like one of my favorite movies as a kid was Land Before Time 1 and 2 and maybe 3, and then they all went downhill.
Compared to the Alpha and Omega franchise. At least those movies have somewhat bearable stories and songs and visuals.
Oh, they were so
with
cute.
the first one being incredibly good.
It was gorgeous.
But if you think you're gonna get that with Alpha and
Don Bluth.
Omega, then you are truly forsaken. It's like the Land Before Time franchise is an
Except with
airplane
no
that took
soul.
off and then nosedived over the years. But for Alpha and Omega, that plane never got off the ground.
Oh.
It just kept running forward and started to drill into the core of the Earth. So for this video, my goal is to dive into this chaotic franchise and watch every movie from start to finish.
Spark, you could have just covered like 1 or 2. You didn't have to watch all 8. Oh my god.
Really understand why they even exist. Was the first movie good enough to warrant 7
Probably not.
sequels? Or is this just a corporate attempt to sling some low-effort fur bait to unsuspecting children?
Did you say fur bait, Spark? Like half of your thumbnails lately? Hypocrite.
And their parents.
By the way, I'm
Also,
a fan of Saberspark.
Is this
I'm
franchise
just
really
teasing,
as
but
bad as
you really
people
do
say
fur
it
bait a lot.
is? Or might there be something more to it for it to garner this level of perceived success? Oh, by the way, I asked my furry friend Rishi, who does amazing art commissions, by the way, to watch all of these movies with me. You know, have a consultant on
Spark,
standby
I would
to
have watched all
verify
these
if
with
this
you.
franchise
Maybe.
is just
I don't
fur
know.
trash in disguise.
Actually,
She courageously and foolishly said yes. But then it dawned on me, Saber, you might have condemned her to death.
Oh.
What happens if none of my objectives are answered? That means that I made her suffer all of that pain for nothing. I'm a good friend.
I'm Marge.
And I'm based.
What?
Did he just say I'm based?
This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it,
I want someone's persona name to be Based. I'm Based Squirrel.
I would.
Does
Lil
Rishi
B the
make it to
squirrel.
the end of this cinematic death march? Can I? Has anyone? Will I find the answers I seek, or is this just a pointless endeavor into the maws of death?
The Maws, you
Well,
say?
let's find out.
Honestly, I would have tapped out right there. What the fuck is this shit? Oh no. Ah.
The first Alpha and Omega film was released in theaters in September of
Theaters.
2010 and performed quite modestly considering the robust competition it was
It's
up
been out
against that
for
year. Distributed
12
by
I had to think about it,
Lionsgate,
12 years?
Produced by Crest Animation Productions. The movie cost around $25 million to make, but brought in roughly around $50 million at the box
think of how many fursuits you could have bought with that. Yo.
office. So it obviously did something right. For those who don't know, Lionsgate is a mixed bag when it comes to their animated releases. Lest we forget about Norm of the North and Food Fight. So
I actually watched Food Fight at a furry convention with a bunch of furries in the room. It was like the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. But I think we were all drinking. This is many years ago when I actually drank, and it's a pretty funny movie to watch with a bunch of furries in a hotel room. And I do it again, honestly, except for without the alcohol, whatever. But it's unbelievable how bad it is.
absolutely consider Alpha and Omega to be one of their stronger, higher quality titles.
God, that's
Though,
sad.
That's not saying much.
What the fuck is that?
We're gonna copyright that roar and make it into a ringtone.
Crest Animation Production, which is now defunct, has a wild history that can be its own video. But it was mainly known for its work on the Swan Princess franchise, another direct-to-video
Sorry, what the fuck is the Swan Princess? What?
empire. There's actually a behind-the-scenes exclusive from Crest about the first Alpha and Omega movie, where the directors, Anthony Bell and Ben Gluck, talk about the process of making the film. Conceptualization, designs, the production workflow, stuff like that. It's actually kind of a bummer because some of these 2D drawings for the characters look pretty damn good and stylized. But none
I mean,
of them
they're like
translated
average
well over to
DeviantArt
3D.
furry art,
One
but
of the
alright.
producers, Richard Rich, who is the founder of Crest Animation, comments on the importance
His name is Dick Rich, and you didn't even point it out. Dick Rich. I'm just saying.
of eyes with the characters and how that is an immediate draw for viewers, which is true, by the way. But these 3D wolf models look far too
Why
uncanny with their
do they
big
have the
eyes,
longest
which
leggies?
only get worse when the wolf pups arrive in the sequels. Look at them. Look
God.
at the eye and tell me that they have
No,
a soul.
they don't have a soul. Oh,
Now, apparently, Alpha and Omega was originally supposed to be a much more dark and mature film with its tone.
really?
But allegedly, Lionsgate told the writers for the movie, Steve Moore, Ben Gluck, and Christopher Denk, to lighten things up so the film can be more easily marketed towards children. It's kind of wild
That's
to
the
think
only
that there
audience that
might
could
have been
possibly
a
enjoy it.
timeline where this franchise was edgy and somewhat violent, and not this
You can't imagine something based on anther wolves being edgy. Have you ever looked at DeviantArt wolf art? I mean, come on, Saber. That's like the quintessential teenage angsty furry. I guess you wouldn't know.
lame,
I'm a wolf.
bug-eyed crap. Voice actors for the original movie include Dennis Hopper, Hayden Panettiere, and Justin Long, though none of them would return for the sequels.
Oops.
Dennis Hopper actually passed away before the film was released and would
That's
be
a good
one of his
reason to not
final
return, I
film
guess.
credits. Their performances, though, they're fine. All in all, the first Alpha and Omega movie was able to find success, despite critics dunking on it with low reviews. But Alpha and Omega was not in the Oscar-winning business. They were in the
Really?
franchise-building business.
Cousin, businesses are booming.
And I guess one could say that Alpha and Omega was
can't believe they
also
built a
in
franchise off this
the
garbage.
bedroom eyes business too.
Excuse me?
I mean, come on.
What?
Kate, Humphrey, stop. I'm begging you, please. Stop it with those looks. Cut it out. The only
Spark.
thing more hungry than their eyes is me. That's right. It's the sponsor. I gotcha.
Spark, just come out as a furry. You were a brony. We all know you're a furry. I don't need to make the video. Is Saberspark you're a furry. It's okay. The bedroom eyes get us all. They get us all at some point.
And now, folks, we begin our descent into hell. The first circle, the original Alpha and Omega film in 2010.
God, now we're talking about the
Easily the
circles
most
of hell. All
competent
right.
film of the franchise. It sets the table for the nightmare sequels to follow. Our main characters include Humphrey, an Omega wolf. He's silly, lighthearted, yet marginalized along with
Humphrey, the Omega Wolf. Oh God.
the other Omegas of the wolf pack, because they're all considered weak and soft. Then we have Kate, an alpha wolf and daughter of the pack leaders.
And someone
She's
that
more
Saber Sims
goal-oriented,
for.
disciplined, and serious. Humphrey here, unsurprisingly, has a crush
Humphrey
on
wants
Kate,
to hunt. No, never
but the
mind.
pack forbids the two from ever being close to one another. There's also something about Kate being betrothed to another rival wolf pack in order to prevent war or something like that.
This is
But
such a
then both
cliche
Humphrey
story.
and
Oh my
Kate are
God.
captured by humans and are relocated to the dreaded Idaho in order for them to
To Idaho?
repopulate the wolf population.
movie takes place in
If
Idaho?
you know what I mean.
Oh my God.
Sex. So the two
Oh.
team up in order to find their way home. Wacky hijinks, silly bird side characters with French accents, running from bears, and all while growing closer to one another along the way.
Oh, whoa.
At the end, a big pack war erupts over the failed arranged marriage because Humphrey and Kate want to be together. But that's interrupted
But they
by
can't. They can't
a
possibly be
caribou
together. The
stampede.
hierarchy.
Wait, hold on. I've seen this before. Kate bonks her head. She doesn't die.
Wait, is this seriously
the wolves
not Lion
decide
King?
to chill out when it comes to their pack laws, and the film ends with a semi-sexually charged howling ceremony. The end. All in all,
I feel
pretty
like-
predictable.
That's pretty relatable to furries. A semi-sexually charged howlings. Sorry.
But harmless movie with a story that is structured around archaic laws and the pack hierarchy of wolves. But apparently, Omega wolves don't even actually exist.
What?
Like,
Wait,
I was
what?
reading about it briefly. There's something about how
What?
they were thought to be a thing, but actually aren't.
What?
I don't know. I'm not a biologist. But wolf packs definitely have
You can't
their
just mention
pecking
that and not
order,
go
so
into
I
it.
can
What?
see what this movie was trying to do with the dynamic between Kate and Humphrey
Wow.
and the other wolves in the pack. Could that narrative have been better?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. But there's no denying that the movie itself has a lot of fluff and low humor
A
for
lot of
kids,
fluff.
which, by the way, is totally fine. It's a kid's film. But nobody, and I mean nobody, was quite ready for what was about to come. Alpha and Omega 2. A holiday adventure.
Ah!
Released in 2013,
A
we got
pun,
ourselves a
too.
Christmas movie right out the gate.
Yay,
By the way,
great.
the original writers for the film are now gone, and instead we have Tom Kane, who will be in the writer's driving seat for the remainder of the franchise.
I'm sure they didn't have to pay him nearly as much.
Let's check out his IMDb page here. Oh no. Oh, and for the record, all of these movies will be around 45 minutes in length.
That's it?
Moving forward.
What?
You can call that a movie. So,
I guess to help
like
your
the
mental health,
original
Saber.
main characters from the first film, huh? Well, that is too bad, because now their kids, by the way, they have kids.
Oh, it's
are now
always the
main
stupid
characters.
kids.
Stinky, Claudette,
What?
and Runt.
Stinky?
Wow, Stinky and Runt got
Uh-oh,
screwed over with their
Stinky.
names. Stinky and Claudette here are the alphas of the litter.
Imagine
and are
naming
more
your kid
bold and
Stinky.
adventurous,
Like,
while Runt is the
you're
omega
an
who
asshole.
can, climb a tree. Like, the sequels really want you to know that. Runt here can climb trees.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
More than I can do.
And as you all most likely suspect, the animation just drops in quality. Terrible run cycles, wonky physics, low quality textures.
I feel like this makes it
low-quality
infinitely
background
more enjoyable to
assets,
watch.
clipping everywhere. And then, of course, the infamous Poop River. It all just looks so
Poop River?
half-assed and unfinished.
Is
And
this
that goes for the
Rainforest?
story, too. Runt here goes missing, is kidnapped by another wolf pack, is rescued by his parents and siblings, and then they all celebrate Christmas at the same convenience store from the first movie where the owner tried to shoot Kate and Humphrey, but now gives them dog food, leaves the door
Mary
open to a
Chrysler.
store, and then just leaves. What?
Did he?
From gunshots to free food. Go figure.
Alpha and Omega 3, the Great Wolf Game.
I don't... What? How did that get past the second movie? No!
Released in 2014, the three wolf pups return and are now part of some wolf competition that is very poorly explained. Like, what's going on here? It's a running trial? Is that what it is?
I love the
run.
animation so
that's
much.
actually what it is. Run.
I want my character, like, animated with this run animation. That would be the best.
That's it. It's always running. As a matter of fact, 30% of this franchise is just the wolf pups running.
Good.
And 100% of it looks terrible. So Humphrey here trains his three pups and their bear and porcupine friend for the wolf competition. Oh, by the way, the bear cub was in the second film for like a second.
Aw.
And it had like a little kid voice, but now it sounds like Neil from Family Guy.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that'll work just fine.
They're not birds. They are
You're not birds!
The competition goes down. Some boy wolf has a crush on Claudette. His father threatens to beat him if he loses.
Jesus.
There's a tie. And then the evil dad realizes that beating his child
Is
probably
bad?
the best way to motivate
Is
him.
not good?
That's the movie. Oh, and the stock sound effects. Mwah, wonderful.
And I'm looking for a few good competitors for next year.
That is not
And the
real!
composer for this movie, Chris Bacon,
Oh my God.
has decided to go all out with his compositions at all times. He is trying his best.
Why?
And it's frankly too much. Alpha and Omega 4, the legend of the Sawtooth.
Oh my God, there's a fourth one, and a fifth one, and a sixth one, and a...
Also released in 2014, this particular entry is
on
arguably
Blu-ray.
the best in the franchise, besides the first film. The visuals are admittedly better, but still
Why?
look somewhat rough. But the
Who at the
story is
studio
actually
tried at
kind
this
of
point?
interesting. In a nutshell, it's about this haunted forest where
When's the
some ghost
Scooby-Doo
spirit
crossover?
protects this blind wolf named Daria. The wolf pups stumble across Daria one day and want to
love
know
the show
more.
Daria.
They eventually
But a lot of
discover
people
that the
don't even know what it
ghost
anymore.
is Daria's mom, who died while trying to protect her from other wolves who wanted to kill Daria
Aw.
when she was a pup because she's
Aw.
blind and weak. In the end, Daria is brought back into the pack, and the evil wolf who tried to like kill her as a pup gets killed by the mom
Oh.
ghost in some kind of like
Oh my
ethereal
God.
tornado of ghost power.
What?
Awesome.
This is the Scooby-Doo
So I can only
crossover.
imagine right now, y'all are going, Saber, you lied. You said that this franchise gets worse with every
Yeah, you
single
liar.
film. Okay, hear me out, okay?
All right.
They do. Sawtooth here is the exception, and it's actually kind of nefarious what they're trying to do. It's 4D chess from the Alpha and Omega franchise. They're trying to fool you into thinking,
Oh, maybe it'll get better.
It
Yeah,
could actually
no.
get better. When in reality, you're being
Just
dragged
wait till
underwater,
Alpha and Omega
you
9,
come up above
Spark.
surface to get like one last breath of air before you're dragged back down into the abyss. And let me tell you how. Alpha and Omega 5, Family Vacation.
Oh.
Guys, This
Oh,
movie is
no!
20% flashbacks from the first film. Like they literally
They just
went
recycled
back
animation.
and dubbed over Justin Long's voice with Humphrey's new voice actor in order to
Oh
do
my
so.
god.
By the way, no shade to the new voice actors who are like working on this franchise. Ben Diskin, all right, you are a cinnamon bun. I saw you tweet me about this voice acting. You're doing the grind. You're doing the work. Same for you and like all the other voice actors who have to work on
That has to be weird where you get so large that people in the movies and the franchises you talk about tweet at you and they notice you. Like that's a weird place to be in, and also probably a little stressful.
No shade. You're doing your best. And
Like
you're
the
one of the very
NFT thing
few
that
good
just
things about
did a
this
whole
franchise,
episode on
okay?
Spark.
So you're precious and protected. The director and the writer, on the other hand, Released in 2015, this movie is just about the family running from hunters who are trying to
Yay,
relocate
more
the wolves
running.
again. That's it. That's the story.
No, they can't leave
And the
Idaho.
flashbacks are like Family Guy cutaway gags. Hey, Kate, remember that one time when I
God.
was uncomfortably turned
fucking
on by
hate Family
you?
Guy. What?
Like, I don't even want to bother going any further. It's not necessary. Family Vacation, more like Family Guy Vacation.
Ryan, look out!
Sigh.
And then
Remember
there's
when watching
Alpha
Family Guy
Omega
wasn't the worst
6,
thing in the world?
Dino Digs
Maybe it's just because
in
I was like
2016.
young when it came out.
At
But,
this time,
oh my god, it's
Crest
unbearable
Animation
now.
was now dead, and Splash Entertainment had taken over production.
Splish
Maybe
splash!
the
I was
movie might be
animating
better,
trash. Dun, dun,
right?
dun, dun. Oh my god! Stop. What?
Yeah, this was the one that broke me. I actually have, hear that? Notes in my hand from the film. And I'm just gonna try and improvise a synopsis here. Because trying to put my thoughts into a script wouldn't give justice to this dumpster fire of a film.
Oh god.
Here we go.
All right.
It starts off by saying like 65 million years ago, a pink dinosaur is being chased by a
Barney.
T-Rex.
It's
They
Barney.
fall into a pit. There's some heavenly lights. We fast forward 65 million years into the future. It's the wolf setting. By the way, nothing changed. A bunch of people are showing up, humans, to dig into the dinosaur burial ground or something like
What?
that. And there's a weird narrative of like, we shouldn't disturb nature, says one twin brother to the other, while the other twin brother's like, we need money, we spent money, we have to dig this
Money,
up. So they're trying to dig it up. A hole is created. The pink dinosaur is like, oh, crickets. the
It
lights.
lives.
And I'm like,
Wait,
wait,
what?
Have you been down there for 65
What?
million years? And then like she's alive, but the bones of the T-Rex are like over there. And I guess
So it
the
just
light,
lived
if
in
it
a hole
touches
for
the bones,
65
brings it to
million
life.
years.
I don't know what the light is. I don't know if she's been waiting there for 65 million years. I would have just offed myself by that point.
Who the fuck
But we
wrote
learned that
that?
the raptor or the T-Rex, whatever her name is, it's Amy, and she like is discovered by the wolves, and the wolves are like, "Yo, it's a,
Gee,
it's
miss,
a
you
dinosaur
sure do
in a
look
tree.
weird."
We're hanging in a tree. How great is that?" And then like the T-Rex comes to life. And
Why?
there's like a musical number with like the goose
Why?
and the duck who golf with the
Why?
bluebirds and like some kind of Vegas like
This
show
can't be
number,
real.
some musical. Amy is
I
like-
wanna watch
like
this one
crickets.
more than
We
all
have
the rest
to, like,
so far.
Go places.
This looks
the wolves
amazing.
are running with Amy and like the T-Rex somehow comes back to life.
Why?
The T-Rex just immediately goes after Amy. By the way, the eyes and the T-Rex and Amy look awful. they look so derpy. It just has to
Hello,
look-
Mista!
especially when they look right at the camera. It's awful. This movie is like a fanfic. The entire franchise is like baby's first fanfic, but this movie in particular is thing happens. Thing
Maybe
happens,
someone on
thing
Tumblr wrote it.
Happens, and it's a fanfic. It's a fanfic. It's what Jurassic World Dominion should have been. Bad run.
I haven't
cycle.
seen the new Jurassic World.
No logic, no
kinda
consistency.
scared too, 'cause people said it
nothing
sucked.
is explained. The T-Rex and the raptor.
Why are
join
they
in with the other
dancing? And
birds
why
dance
are there
around 'cause
colors?
they
And
can't
why
help
are you
it.
running?
Because I guess they're birds too. Dinosaurs are technically birds, at least some of them. And then like the heavenly light zaps away the T-Rex, and we're told like it's actually like a time traveling portal
What?
magic. And then the bear, I can't fuck. What is this movie? I probably just clipped my
This is like
microphone
a
so
Neil
hard.
Breen script.
It's too much. And I'm even mentioning that like Humphrey and Kate here are like brought around by some wolf realtor who's like, how about you move into this plastic cave next to a golf course?
What?
Because Kate, who's the alpha of her pack, decides just, hey, screw the back. We're gonna move to the suburbs into these plastic caves because that's what I'm about now. Oh, it's awful, folks. It is terrible. And to add insult to injury, Comic Sans in the credits.
Yeah!
Because that's the life we're living.
Hell yeah!
Dino Digs is the
They knew what they were doing.
dumpster fire out of the entire franchise. It is pure chaos. Then there was Alpha and Omega 7, the big
We're up to 7 out of 8.
Also released in
Furry.
2016,
Oh, the big
Kanye
furries.
decided
I hate
to
it.
channel the energy of the Ice Age franchise, and even has a squirrel at the start.
Is it a squirrel trying to
being
taste
chased
nuts?
around as it obsesses over a pine cone.
Oh, come on.
The story here is just a big old nothing burger. Kate and Humphrey go out to hunt. They get caught in the snowstorm.
I'm sorry.
The pups go out to rescue them. The bears, the
It's the year 2022 and Saber just said nothing burger. I just really appreciate that.
bad guys yet again. And then the family makes it home to the cave for their version
That's
of
not a
Christmas.
plastic cave.
So I guess that's 2 Christmas movies for this franchise. Oh, and the sound effect of the golf balls hitting the bad guys. It's like the horny bong sound effect. So, you know, how appropriate.
Go to horny joke.
And finally, there's Alpha and Omega 8.
Woo!
Journey
We made it.
to Bear Kingdom. Released in 2017, we are now at the end of this franchise.
Oh,
and,
no.
And folks, like, we're almost
They
done.
need to reboot it.
This is it. This is the movie that
We
we
need
just need to
Alpha and
be done with.
Omega reboot.
And we can say that we watched this entire thing. And you would think that this movie would be just as hollow and effortless as the 5th, the
Yeah.
6th, the 7th. But for some reason, Tom here decided to finally dump some world building into the series. The Bear Kingdom.
Wait, but you just
is
said it
sending
keeps
its
getting
queen
worse, Spark.
and princess to the forest, but then a rival wolf pack arrives and treachery. The bear gods betray the queen, and the wolf pups have to protect the princess bear. It's wild because up to this movie, the bears are just kind of mindless bad guys that just show up occasionally. But now they have like a kingdom and a sergeant at arms.
What?
And I'm beast.
For some
damn
reason,
beast
the care
squirrel.
bear about the bear
After your
and
pine
so do the
cone.
squirrels. Okay. And also, there's something about the evil bear controlling the water. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, that does not look like water.
Oh
It looks
no!
like something else. At the end,
It's
the
you after
wolves
looking up all
team
that
with
furry
the
art.
good bears and fight back against the bad bears and the bad wolves, and then win the day. We even get a Shrek-esque dance outro
Oh,
because
hell yeah.
why not? And that, folks, is a summary of the Alpha and Omega franchise. Oh, I could have gone
Man, that's
much
6
more
one
into
now.
these films, but that would have been cruel to you. Speaking of cruel, apparently, the director for the 6th, 7th, and 8th film, Tin Mulby, allegedly played with the idea of saying that the 3 main wolf pups are actually full-grown corgis, and that's
What?
why they're small throughout the sequels. That he even
What?
wanted to show some of the other wolf pups growing up while the main wolf pups stayed the same size just to mess with
I told you they
fans.
ran like corgis.
Bro, that's delightfully evil. But yeah, that did not happen.
Aw.
Also, there are no foxes or bunnies in this franchise, which is like
Oh my God,
really
Nido's
rare
offended.
for a series that's based in the forest and also has furry tendencies.
You have
As far
furry
as the
tendencies.
9th film goes, apparently there was rumors of one called Tropical Vacation, and that it was on the logo of Splash Entertainment's website.
What the hell
but
is
that it was
Splash?
taken
Oh,
down.
that's who made it, right.
But it turns out that it was a fake logo that someone posted on 4chan as a joke. So, have we been saved from entering the 9th circle of hell?
No.
Or is it just a matter
You already
of
entered it
time?
when you looked up furry
No
art.
matter what, though, we are truly forsaken. And that goes double for Rishi, who, by some
Rishi, I don't know who
miracle,
you are, but
survived this
You
experience
did it.
from
I'm proud
start
of you
to
as a fellow
finish.
furry.
Rishi. Oh, no, she's dead. Oops.
You killed her!
So, what are my overall thoughts about this abomination of a franchise? Was I able to find the answers
Overall
to my
thoughts.
questions?
It bad,
Yep,
me hate
I
it.
absolutely did. But in the process, it raised a few more questions. We'll get to those here in a moment. First off, was the original Alpha and Omega good enough
No.
to warrant
No.
this many sequels?
The answer is just no.
No. It's not
It
a
didn't even
terrible
need one.
movie, but it's far from good. But here's the thing about franchises. They don't have to
I've
be
never
good.
heard a single
They
positive
just
thing
need
said
to
about
sell.
Alpha and Omega,
Airbuddies,
and I've
for
never
example,
seen furry art
does
based
this
on
to
it,
a
actually.
terrifying
Not that I
degree. Like, I watched
Remember.
the Air Buddies Halloween movie.
It's not like all the like
and
new
it
furry
was
franchises where they have main
bad.
characters.
But that doesn't
and everyone's
matter.
like, oh wow.
Those movies aren't here
But also
to
they're
win
feral,
Oscars.
so like you.
They're here to sell videos to parents and their little kids who just want to watch the funny dog
Hell
talk.
yeah.
And you know what? That's harmless enough. And that, folks, is the case for the Alpha and Omega franchise.
Me just watch
The
funny
talking
wolf
wolves,
talk.
it
I just
works.
described my audience.
Talking animals just work in general because they're universal.
Hell yeah, we
and
work.
relatable. Why do you think there are so many animated movies and shows with talking animals as characters?
Nick Wilde,
Because
oh,
literally
oh, whoa, whoa,
everyone
whoa, whoa,
on
whoa.
Earth knows what a dog or a cat or a fish is. Kids can connect the dots immediately. And that's a strength that many studios and companies lean into. But 7
furries.
sequels? That's ridiculous. And you can tell that the writers had no idea what they were doing.
I mean, after a while, they
That
just
or
did whatever
did
they
not
wanted
care.
to, and they didn't
Probably
care. Yeah,
both.
I mean,
It's
they
extra
probably
sad,
got
too,
paid jack
'cause I
shit.
think that they could have built something at least semi-competent.
Why?
You got this forest setting of wolf packs and other woodland creatures, which, to be fair, the franchise occasionally uses for plot
It's not that
points.
deep.
But it's incredibly inconsistent. Just scattered continuity. that
Oh,
makes me
the
go,
dinosaurs
"Oh, yeah, I remember
and
that character
people
3
living under
movies
the
and
ground
2
for
strokes
65
ago."
million years? That's
Like, at least
inconsistent?
the
Yeah,
Land
I'd say
Before
so.
Time had the Great Valley and
Land Before
Shark
Time was
Teeth,
great.
who are the bad guys of the series. Except for Chomper. We stand for Chomper.
Damn
but
right.
for Alpha and Omega, it's all over the place. It's the marginalized wolf pack from the north. It's the banished cannibal wolves from the south. Oh no, the bears are bad. Oh wait, no, they're not? Wait, no, actually they're good. Oh no, they're bad again. Hey, look, the wolves from the good guy pack are now randomly bad for some reason.
What?
And let me tell you, folks,
Okay.
it does not help that the animators use the same models over and over and over again for the
Save
bad wolves.
that
It
money.
is very confusing. I swear that there's one wolf model that was used like 3 times to be 3 separate bad guys in 3 different movies. It's Wolf Olympics.
Why not?
Okay, now it's running from humans because they're bad. Okay, wait, it's Christmas movie. And the humans are good? Okay, well, hold on. Now there are talking
Now Barney
dinosaurs
again.
for some reason. And now there's a bear kingdom with royalty and armies and they're fighting over water? What?
Spark, I want to hear your script for one of these movies. I bet you could write one right now. I bet we could plug a bunch of like bullshit into an AI and they could write one of these movies for us.
I love unapologetic chaos. But not when the characters are predictable and boring. Stinky, Claudette, Grunt, boring. Kate and Humphrey?
Their
Boring.
legs are so
The bird-side
stupid.
characters. I hope that Gaston gets you both.
Whoa.
This entire franchise is simultaneously turbulent yet static.
And turgid.
And that blows my mind.
And tepid.
And once more, it could have
And
done something constructive with its
dumb.
premise. The Alpha's lifestyle, the Omegas, consistent world-building factions and other creatures. It was all right there in front of you, an easy layup. But you decided to cherry-pick random elements instead and leave the rest as wasted potential.
Because they don't
I can see it
care.
now.
Hello, welcome to Furry King. What can I get you?
Furry King?
Yeah, give me the talking bear with the lisp, the porcupine who spins like Sonic, the boyfriend wolf who disappears for like 3 movies but then becomes important again in the 5th.
I
want
to go to this restaurant. It's better than Himbo
Give me some
Hooters.
of those uncomfortable bedroom eyes and sexual innuendos from the wolf parents.
It's only
Thank
uncomfortable
you.
because you
So when
won't
it comes to
acknowledge that
Alpha
you like
and
it.
Omega, across the board, there's nothing of quality in regards to its stories, its characters, its visuals, just nothing. But that doesn't matter
He-
because little
he gave a
kids
nod
don't
to the voice
care about
actors.
quality. They just go with what catches their attention. And it just so happens to be these big-eyed wolf pups
Tee
with
hee,
their
funny wolf run.
homunculi faces and eyeballs. Eyeballs that are about to pop out of their skulls.
Ew. Ah!
Little kids like what they like. And Lord knows that I loved a ton of dumb stuff when I was
How
growing
long
up.
until people are like, I
practically
became furry
begged my
because of Alpha and
parents
Omega?
for creepy crawlers. But there's
I
no
had creepy
doubt
crawlers when I was
that
young.
the folks behind the Alpha and Omega franchise provide the bare minimum when it comes to fielding sequels for this soulless franchise.
No, stop. I hate it.
A bit over the top, is it not?
A bit over the top.
Love it.
Wow, she's hot!
Okay,
Now,
I don't think you need to
to
correct the
answer
voice
one of my
actors
other
here,
questions
'cause-
from the start. Is Alpha and Omega a corporate attempt to sling fur bait to unsuspecting viewers? Mostly no. Let me explain. Rishi here,
Unlike
my
your
furry
video-
friend consultant, said that this franchise was most likely the furry awakening for some of its viewers.
Yeah.
But that the franchise itself wasn't created solely for that purpose. That's like saying
I don't
that
think
the
so, because it's
Lion
not
King
even like a big
was
thing in the
deliberate
furry
fur
fan.
bait
No one cares
because
about
some
Alpha and
furries
Omega,
got
dude.
their start with that movie. Yeah.
Like
That's
Zootopia?
why the
Yeah.
movie was
This?
obviously
No.
made.
God, no.
And why it almost broke $1 billion at the box office, right? Because furries.
Because
It only
furries.
makes sense. If anything, furry
Never
awakenings are
underestimate
just
furries.
byproducts of companies and studios making content with broad appeal. Believe it or not, a majority of people love anthro and animal characters, but wouldn't call themselves
Saber.
furries. Yeah, there's a small
Saber.
portion of people who do.
Just admit
but I would
you're a
not
furry.
call them a targeted demographic when
Saber.
it comes to the Alpha and Omega
say
franchise.
it.
That being said, does Alpha and Omega have characters and designs and traits that furries enjoy? Oh, absolutely. And I wouldn't be surprised if there are some furries who work on the films.
Oh, for sure.
But again,
I
the
guarantee
use
it.
and popularity of animal and anthro characters is nothing new.
There are a lot of furries who work
and
on
I doubt
Zootopia
that
and
the
stuff.
executives behind Alpha and Omega are plotting otherwise. I could see it now when they're sitting in their boardroom. We gotta get those furries and their money. Quick.
We have a
make
lot.
Kate's
I mean, I
bedrooms
don't.
larger.
I don't.
Yeah, more. By the way, Rishi brought up another thought that I hadn't considered. Was the Alpha and Omega franchise the leftover remains of a failed cartoon pitch?
Oh, probably.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think so.
That would make sense.
It's possible, since the movie plots are stretched out and disjointed. But
45-minute long
Who can
movies.
say? To think that
That's
there
like
was
barely
a
more
universe
than an episode
where
of TV.
Humphrey
That's
could
like
have
2
had
episodes
a
of TV.
cartoon crossover on Nickelodeon with Jimmy Neutron. Oh, it
Oh,
could have been
gee,
amazing.
Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy,
Stinky's
look at the
I
pretty
knew
wolf
he
girl
fucking did
on
the same
her.
bit, right?
She's
Ah!
biting my arm, Jimmy.
Called that one.
In conclusion, the Alpha and Omega franchise is
In
undeniably
conclusion,
a
this
terrible
is a high
descent
school
into
paper.
coincidental furry madness. As
I always had a
someone who
peeve about when
routinely
people
suffers
end a
from
paper at
watching
in
some of the
conclusion.
worst
I'm like, that's
animated
so
movies ever
sophomore.
made,
Why am I?
I
Who
have
cares?
to admit
Whatever. That's
that
lame,
witnessing the entirety of this franchise was akin to falling down a staircase through each circle of
A
hell.
furry
with
staircase.
every level somehow growing worse in its own particular way. Now, keep in mind, there are 9 levels of hell in total,
And
there are
only
currently
8
8
movies.
Alpha
Ooh,
and
we do
Omega
need the
movies.
9th one. You're
If
right.
fate is truly cruel, that means there's one more film that needs to be released in order for the
Maybe
ritual
furries
to
can
be
make it.
complete.
We have the talent.
Only then
We can make it
Google
better.
Images Kate
And with more
unleash her
bedroom eyes.
plague upon the world. Over-the-top rhetoric aside, the Alpha and Omega franchise is essentially a bunch of low-quality,
bunch of
low-effort
garbage.
movies specifically designed to distract little kids as their parents throw on a film to shut them up
Or
for an
furries
hour.
with
That's what it
low
is.
standards.
Just dangling some subpar furry
Yeah, I
keys
just
in
called
front of their
myself.
eyes. Their big, stupid wolf eyes.
Hey!
Now, there's nothing wrong with that inherently. Lord knows, I watched a bunch of low-tier animated movies and
You
shows
also
when I was a little kid.
unironically liked
But there
My
are
Little
much
Pony
better
as an adult.
alternatives out there that offer actual substance and competent visuals. The Balto trilogy comes to mind.
Oh, God.
And though it's not
That
perfect,
created a lot of
it is
furries.
superior to Alpha and Omega. Oh, and I feel that we all collectively
really liked
owe
Balto.
the Land
Don't-
Before
don't
Time
hate me for it.
franchise an apology. Yes, it's bad. but
14
it's not Alpha and
movies!
Omega
Oh my
bad.
god!
So if you're looking for some bad movies to rip on with
Whoa.
your friends, then maybe I would
Maybe.
suggest the Alpha and Omega franchise, specifically the dinosaur entry. But if you're going to these films hoping to find something of redeeming quality, then you are truly forsaken.
What about those
You will find yourself
bedroom
up a
eyes?
tree again and again and again.
And that is the end of Saber's video. Gotta say, it wasn't a bad video actually. I was, I found that pretty entertaining. Oh my god. I have to see these movies at some point now, because there's a point where stuff is so bad that it's good. Like Neil Breen or Cool Cat Saves the Kids, the High YMS, you turned me on to a lot of stupid stuff like that. And this sounds like it could be in that category, especially the dinosaur movie. I might have like a furry watch party or something. If you want to see that, become my patron at patreon.com/Odin and join at the $10 mark tier. Just access my Discord. But no, before I plug myself, I do want to plug Saber. Obviously, the link to his video is in the description. Definitely watch it because, you know, you don't have to hear my commentary. You can just hear his pure video. And all credits to Saber for the original video that I am reacting to, which, I don't really do reaction content, but I felt like this is the one exception where I was like, you know what? I should, because it's very, very furry and very, me. You know what I mean? I'm a wolf. I'm an alpha, you know. Wink. Anyway, if you do want to support me, like I said, patreon.com/OdinWolf is the best way to support me. It is I keep doing videos for you guys every single week going forward. I won't miss weeks. Sorry that I have mental health, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's pretty great. I'm in the voice chat like every day. So if you want to like just talk to me, just be over the age of 18 and join my Discord. So you have to be 18 to be in the voice chats and in the Discord. But anyway, also I have merch like this bandana and stuff at odinwolf.storeenvy.com, and I have a PO box you can send me stuff. But anyway, I don't normally do reaction videos. I have no idea how this will go, and if you guys like this or didn't like it, let me know in the comments, and let me know if you like Saberspark's video because I thought it was pretty good. And as much as I tease Spark, he does good content, and I like what he makes. So yeah, pretty good guy. Anyway, it's been Odin, and I'm an alpha. Oh whoa. Oh, bye-bye. And as always, I want to thank my patrons for last month, especially Timmy at his own tier, the Timmy tier. He's earned it. He deserves it. Timmy's the best. The best. The best. And everybody at Diamond, ODB, Conlo, Cosmo, Deku Panda, Brian B, Dosey Doe, Lindsay, Slip Fox Socks, Tars, and Pup Happy. Thank you all for your Diamond support last month. Enormous, huge, ungodly, generous, amazing people. I could never do it without them. And everybody at Platinum, Tatanka, Jay Skulls, Kyoti Wild, Replay Zombie, Robert Deere, and Woyafa, thank you for your Platinum support last month. Again, it's a ton of money to pledge to me each and every month, and I can never thank you guys enough, even though I try at the end of these videos. And everybody at Gold, Silver, and other tiers, thank you so much for making this able to be my job. It's pretty great. Seriously, thank you.